One of the big interviews yesterday was when Eric Trump went on with This Week with George Stephanopoulos, and he just pointed out how tough this whole October has been, especially because he was warned, but no one knew how bad it could get. Here's Eric.
I just don't believe it. And then you come out now with 3 weeks left in an election. 3 weeks left in an election. You know, somebody told me, they go, Eric, get ready for October. They told me this months and months ago. Get ready for October. Your family will live through the worst, most unthinkable, hardest month of your lives. Get ready for October. What they'll throw at you, what the Clinton machine will throw at you, you know, the dirty tricks, the things that will come out, the things that they'll orchestrate.
See, they told us.
Well, there you go.
All right, joining us now, Lara Trump, wife of Eric Trump, and Lynne Patton, vice president of the Eric Trump Foundation and senior advisor of the Trump campaign. Thank you, ladies, for being here this morning. Looking lovely.
Thank you for having us. We know that guy.
You know that guy, Lara. You know him pretty well. It's final 2 weeks to go. I mean, we were talking just in the commercial break about how emotionally draining it is. I know this, my dad's run before. People don't always understand that, how tiring it can be, packing for these trips. How are you feeling?
Well, we feel great, actually. You know, you see the support that Donald Trump has, and there's no disputing the people that are coming to these rallies. He's still getting 15,000, 20,000 people 3 times a day sometimes at these rallies. We feel really good. You know, I think that the polls really don't reflect the enthusiasm that exists for Donald Trump out there. And I also think there are a lot of people that may not tell anyone they're voting for Donald Trump,
that's
but
right.
They're going to get in the voting booth and they're going to just silent
But how
majority.
tough has it been on your family in October? I saw it in Eric's face. It's been very tough. A lot different than August or the primaries.
Well, listen, like he said, people have been preparing us for October and the last couple weeks leading up to the election for quite some time. And I think we all knew that it would be tough. But look, this is new to all of us. None of us have ever been involved in politics. And I don't think anything can prepare you for daily your family member getting just bludgeoned by the media, by all angles, all sides. It has been tough, but you know what? It actually has brought us closer together as a family, because when you go through something like this, you really have each other, and I actually am grateful for that.
What about the October surprise from the Trumps toward Hillary Clinton? When are you going to drop that?
Well, there's still a couple of days left in October.
Oh, really? So you might have something.
We've got some stuff up our sleeve.
The women vote, though, so incredibly important, as you guys know. You guys are out on the trail putting together a movement, or you've been doing this now for a while, trying to get women motivated. We know that he's still struggling with that.
What do you think, Lynn?
Well, you know, this started very organically, our Women's Empowerment Tour. It was a bunch of women, myself, Laura, Omarosa, Katrina Pearson, who all know Mr. Trump in personal ways, in different ways, the softer side of him. And we were tired of the false narrative that was out there, and we decided to join together, go out on the road with Diamond and Silk, too, who I'm sure you know, and, you know, tell our version of Mr. Trump, the version that we know, which is the private Mr. Trump, which is, you know, the true Mr. Trump, which is the Mr. Trump that we all know and love.
Well, I want to get your story before we go, because a lot of people wonder, what's it like to be married into the Trump family, something that you know well. What was it like when you first met the family, when you first met Donald Trump?
Well, it's intimidating to meet your future in-laws in any capacity, let alone when it's Donald Trump. I have to tell you, when I first met him, I was so shocked by how engaging he was with me. When Donald Trump talks to you one-on-one, he really looks you in the eye. He speaks very softly. He's very different, I think, than the Donald Trump that we see up on stage. And I was really impressed by, you know, that personal level that he got down to with me. And it was really amazing. And the entire family, I mean, you guys see it all the time. I'm so lucky to be part of such a great family, and it's truly a blessing.
Sure, and Lynn is part of the family as well.
She is.
Working with Eric for a long time.
You know, the sister from another Mr.
There you go. Since you are part of the Women's Empowerment Tour, and you say there's a different side to him, you know, you watch the television, the mainstream media, they're portraying him as a cartoon of a person you say is not accurate.
Well, I think, you know, a perfect example of not only the personal side of Mr. Trump, but also an example of the Democrats promising African Americans a lot during the election and delivering nothing post-election is the case of Mary Lee Ward. She was a victim of predatory lending, and the Democrats paraded her around back in 2011.
There she is right there.
Oh, that's right. There she is. The same predatory lending lending by banks that pay Hillary Clinton hundreds of thousands of dollars for speaking engagements, but yet engage in discriminatory practices against women and minorities. She was actually Mr. Trump's private personal guest at the debate in Las Vegas, and you didn't see him parading her around. But you know what? She told her story about how she lost her house back in 2011. She took pictures with Cuomo, with Schumer. She even took a picture with President Obama in the Oval Office. And immediately after the election, nobody returned her calls. She ended up living in her home. And I'm sorry, she ended up living in a car in Brooklyn.
That's sad.
And 2 weeks ago, with the help of the 77th Precinct NYPD, she came to Trump Tower and told her story. And Mr. Trump was so incredibly touched by what had happened to her and how she'd been totally disregarded that he insisted that I personally bring her with us to Vegas. And I did. And she's a strong, passionate woman. And she said, the Democrats abandoned me, but Mr. Trump is a man of his word, and I know that he will do great things for this country.
All right. Lynne and Laura, thank you very much for
It's been a crazy ride for you guys. Good luck the next 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Sprint to the finish.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Lynne.